Hi ladies and gentlemen, Sean Davies, ColoradoReinsman. I am here with Miss Cora, our 4-year-old domestic-born Mustang, and the last video I did was of her ground driving. And I did that video because her first 2 rides, I noticed on both rides that the 2 times that she got silly was when she pushed into the halter while I was riding, and that's when she kind of threw her head and bucked a little bit. So I realized that getting off of that pressure was very important. So what we did was go backwards a little bit, go back to the ground. I put on this side pull. Now I don't use side pulls very often, but we didn't want to put a snaffle bit in her mouth right away, and I just wanted her to get used to something that was a little firmer than the halter, but not as hard as, say, a Bosal would be. So with this side pull, I've wrapped the nose band with vet wrap to make it a little softer on her. I still have to be careful because it will wear through her hair here. So after all her ground driving, and in that last video, you saw how soft she got off the long line. So what I'm going to do on this next ride here is try to duplicate what we've been able to achieve on long lines. So, I'm going to keep it simple, stupid. I want this ride to be very uneventful, just moving around, getting some turns. If we get a little trot, fine, but I just want her a lot more comfortable in her movement. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to check my cinch. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now I got this really old little colt starting saddle on here. Good girl. Now I'm going to bring my rein here, just bring it over her head. Now first thing I want to do is just tip her nose and see if she'll flex a little bit for me. And she wanted to move there, so I just stay with that and say, hey, give to me a little bit. Give to me. She gave. Let's get that a little bit better. Let's close my fingers. I want her standing still and not getting stupid. She's looking for a release here. Okay, she stood still. I'm going to release and rub her. Now you have to be careful. You don't want to get in a fight before you even get up there and get her aggravated. So she said, okay, I see what you're asking of me. Let's see if I can get that a little softer. There's a little bit better. May want to get it even a little bit better, because I want to bend her before I get on. Good girl. Now she's starting to get it. Very good. Okay, so all I want to do is go ahead. Now it's been a week or so since we got up on her, so I want to convince her that I'm not killing her again. Good girl. Good girl. I'm going to ask her to bend this way a little bit. Good girl. If I can just get her used to my weight up here again. So if I get in a hurry, that's going to be a recipe for failure. I want to convince her we're not killing her. I'm going to pick up on her. I'm going to bump her right here with my right leg and say, hey, can you turn this way or bend this way? I'm going to bump her with my left leg. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Pet that. So this is ride number 3 on this little Mustang. So her second ride was better than her first, and I did those in 2 consecutive lessons. Now, good girl. She said, okay, I got you. I'm going to pick up my left rein, ask her to turn left, look where I want her to go, bump her, gently bump her with my cap on my right side, get her to step off. Good girl. Good girl. We've got to reestablish our forward motion. Because right now she's very unsure. But she is starting to get off that pressure much easier. I just want to pick up. Look where I want her to go. Ask her to move. Give her a little smooch right there. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. That's pretty good. Now, the nice thing here is she hasn't gotten confused and pushed into that side pull yet, so I haven't had to put any pressure on her. But she's still a little tight, a little nervous, and I just want to convince her that there's nothing to be nervous about. Now right here, see, she got used to going left. Good girl. And I asked her to push into that pressure a little bit and get off of that. Good girl. So I've got to get her comfortable going left and right. So right here, I'm going to bump her with my left leg and say, hey, that doorway is closed. Good girl. Good girl. Now, she's offering to move. I'm going to let her move. Now I'm going to sit up tall and just let her move. Good girl. Now I've got like no pressure whatsoever on this rein. I'm just riding her forward. And this is her desire to go forward. I'm going to tip that nose, bump her with both legs right there. Just nudge her with my legs. Get her used to the feeling of legs on her. I might even walk with her. See, I'm kind of walking my body with her, and she said, well, I can move faster than that. Yes, you can. See, when her left front foot goes forward, my left foot goes forward. So I'm getting into her rhythm. It's like her front legs and my legs are working together. Just keeping that forward motion going. Now I have my night latch, this little strap that goes through the gullet here, and I've got a real light touch on it with my hand. In case she gets stupid, it gives me something to kind of hang on to rather than that horn, which will bring me over the front. Now I'm going to pick up, and I'm going to look across the arena, and I'm going to pick up, and I'm going to tip her nose, and I'm going to ask her to come off the rail. And I'm going to look right, just like I did with the long lines. And ask her to go this way. I'm going to switch my night latch over. Now sometimes I'll put 2 night latches on my saddle so I don't have to do that, but just got one right now. starting to get forward motion. And she hasn't gotten silly. So I'm very pleased. So how much do you ask out of your young Mustangs or young horses in general in the first few rides? Well, this one showed me where I needed to ask a little less and get what I was asking a little better. I'm going to pick up my rein here. I'm going to slide my hand. I'm going to turn and look where I want to go and bump with my outside leg and get that turn. Beautiful. Good girl. I'm going to pick up right here. Pick up on that rein. Shape up that shoulder. Curve that neck. So we're riding loose rein right now. So I'm going to look across the arena. Pick up on my rein. Slide my hand. Shift my weight. Bump with the outside leg. Now she's biting me right there. There. I'm going to let go. Shift my rein. Look right. Pick up. Here she. Now, the first two rides, as she did that, she'd almost rear up and throw a bump because she got anxiety. And that time she went, oh, the doorway's closed. Let's move on. So that's where the ground driving has really helped. So I'm going to ask her to give me her face for a second because we've done a lot of that. So I'm going to pick up on her and say, can you give me your face? And she's saying, why, yes. Oh, she says, I got to poop, man. I'll give you my face after I poop. Good girl. So I'm going to drive her with my legs just a little bit here. Ask her to drop that nose. Good girl. I'm going to shift my weight. Ask her to drop that nose and drive forward. Good girl. Good girl. And go forward. And let her have that. Good girl. Very good. I'm just going to drive her forward a little bit. I'm going to ask her to give me a little bit of trot without getting stupid. Then I'm going to sit and exhale. Can't ask for better than that. Good girl. Can't ask for better than that. That was so nice. Now I'm going to pick up, look across the arena, shift my weight, bump her with my outside leg, let her feel that and come off that rail. I'm going to keep turning here. Now I'm going to shift, look. Now we're starting to get some turning. Good girl. Get her balanced up here a little bit. I'm going to ask her to move forward. Now she does like to push in on this right side. This right side's not near as comfortable as that left. But she got off my leg to get back to the rail there. That was very good. Now I'm going to sit. I'm going to pick up on her. I'm going to sit. Good girl. Now, taking the steps backwards has moved this horse so much farther forward. Now, I'm going to bring her in off the rail. We've been working on leg yielding with the long lines. I'm going to bring her in off the rail. I'm going to pick her up, move her off my leg. Start moving that shoulder a little bit. She says, I would rather drive into your leg. There's a little movement. Good girl. Good girl. She just gave me a big sigh. I'm going to look, lift up, shift my weight, ask her to move. Good girl. Now I'm going to change my weight this way. I'm going to ask her to move off my left leg. Look how nice she moves there. See, left side's pretty good. Pick up. Drive with my right leg around in a circle. Good girl. Pick up with my right rein. Shift my weight. Ask her to move off my right leg. See, she pushes into it. So I'm going to say, can you move off of it? There's a step. Good girl. Good girl. Now everything I just did is like the most basic foundational movements that I need to put into her. She says, Mommy, I'm going to come over here. I'm going to do a few turns in the middle here just to finish off with a little more softness. I'm going to get her to circle a little bit. Just ask her to get off of it. Circle, circle. See, I'm picking up and just closing my hand, closing my hand. Closing my hand, closing my hand. Bump with that leg. Get her to bend and soften up through the middle. Good girl. Pick up, shift, shift my weight around. Now this side, she is much more stiff on. And there she locked up. And I want her to move through there. There you go. Good girl. Bump with my left leg. This is going to really help me. There, 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 there. Good girl. Walk out. Whoa. Good girl. Now, I'm going to ask her to drop her nose. I'm going to shift my weight. 1, 2, 3. Let go. Pet her. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is where I call it keep it simple, stupid. You succeeded at everything you asked. Get the heck off. Push it till she freaks out. What have you done? You got to go right back to the beginning, get it all done again. Let's not do that. That was so much better than ride 2 and amazingly better than ride 1. Not one silliness. Very good. So I'm going to tip her nose a little bit. I'm going to get my right foot out of the stirrup, stand up, come down, and say, good girl. Good girl. Check her nose. Always worry about these things rubbing. Now sometimes I'll wrap these with a soft piece of leather if I have it or something. Vet wrap works, but it tends to be a little sticky. But it's better than having that rawhide on there just wearing a hole right in their nose. You may want to go bitless. But I'll tell you, sometimes the bitless options don't do you any favors. They wear holes, create calluses, create a scar here. You really have to see what you're doing with them. Yes, ma'am. All right, so ride number 3 for little Miss Cora was a huge success for me. Not very exciting, exactly the way I like it. I'm not training this horse for me, I'm training this horse for the young lady that's holding this camera right now. And I need this horse to be calm and cooperative. So we're gonna keep working on that. You're gonna see some great things from her. So stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. Sean Davies, Colorado Reinsman.